Well, there's a lot of challenges in implementing shared value, because it's always when you start thinking about the how do you actually do it, when you run into these challenges. Let me just highlight three. First of all, as we say, shared value is really about a change in mindset. And it's also a change in culture. It's a change in mindset, it's a change in how you do things. And that takes time to implement in a company, because a company is essentially people, and you need to change the way they're thinking, you need to change the way they're doing things. And what we've seen works best is really when you have senior leadership push the concept from the top and really believe in it and authentically live what they believe in. But you also need cross-functional support, you need cross-functional innovation, you need people from different business units, from different functions really support the concept and look for these creating shared value opportunities. Because in the end, it's all about specific initiatives that fit your business to really make that social change that will help you create business value. And it takes time. It's about building buy-in, it's about changing a culture. So it's really a journey to implement shared value in a company. A second challenge I'd like to mention is the whole question about, how do you measure the value you create? So how do you measure the business value you create from creating these social results? Because only, what you measure really gets done. And only when you measure what you're doing can you improve what you're doing. And that means can you ultimately increase the value you create, both for the business and for society. The starting point there is, first of all, you need to understand what you're trying to achieve. So you need to set targets. What do you want to change? And what we've seen is that businesses are pretty good, of course, measuring the business side of things, whether it's increased revenues or, higher market share, or whether it's reduced costs of certain inputs. But businesses don't really know how to measure social results. That's not their business. And, one way of doing that is first of all, being really clear about, how you're trying to achieve that change you want to see, and what, focus on some key outputs. And many companies get around this challenge by working with outside partners who are experts in a certain social issue, whether it's education or health or, economic development. And that brings me to the third challenge, which is, the question, how do you effectively engage these external partners you need to work with? Companies are not always very good at working with governments or NGOs. There's still quite a clash in cultures. And, helping companies to manage these partnerships effectively and for everyone to get the best out of it is really necessary to increase that value creation you're targeting. Shared value is really about innovating to meet social needs, and by meeting these social needs create business value. So it really doesn't depend on location, whether you understand that concept or not. What's important is that you have a culture of innovation in the company, and that the company is ready for this mindset shift. And that can happen anywhere. That said, I think some companies, in terms of their location, and I'm thinking about lower income countries right now, or emerging markets, are closer to some of the social problems that could create these opportunities for create shared value for them. So it might be easier for them to identify these social problems as opportunities. And actually, especially in emerging markets, like India, for example, where you have that combination of significant social problems like poor health, bad education, infrastructure, poverty, and at the same time you have growing incomes. And that combination of stark social problems and growing incomes of a large group of population, that really creates huge opportunities for shared value creation for companies in those markets.